Hello and welcome back to Eagle Rising, and we are here at Lagata. Obviously, we suffered a devastating loss in the previous episode, and if you haven't seen it, I will not spoil, but indeed, yes, very devastating. Otherwise, we are now here at Lagata. We're trying to defend against this overwhelming force of the Western Empire. I believe it is Krotor's... No, it's actually Minervina's army. I actually thought it would be Krotor because he is, I think... maybe the senior vassal here, but this is going to be pretty interesting nevertheless. If they actually do go into the siege, if they start the siege, this will be maybe actually not doable. I really don't know, but we are going to be sticking in here and seeing what happens. I am willing to give it a go. If we do end up dying and indeed failing this siege defense, which I think is kind of unlikely at the moment. They don't have too many units, and generally their combat strength is actually dwindling at the moment. Yep, they're trying to bombard. This is a grave error on their part, in my opinion. As you can quite clearly tell, look at our ballistas right now, and you see how many of them are being destroyed. There's no way. Yeah, they're going to stop this immediately. There you go. Boom. That is a very easy siege defense. We basically didn't have to do anything in that regard. Okay, so yeah, there's Sidestepping Castle as well. We are now being able to take that, and I'm actually just going to go in for an auto-resolve here. This is going to be a super easy fight anyway, so there's really no need for me to go in there manually and prevent, you know, the nominal amount of casualties because, well... I mean, the auto-resolve is basically going to do everything for me right there. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're very quickly just going to be selling all our prisoners right now. And then we're going to take a look at the map. So this is what's currently going on with the Western Imperium. You can see here they literally have only Ortisia remaining. That is their only town still standing. And I would very much like to take that as well. So... what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to try and eliminate, and this is going to be, I don't think it's going to be difficult, but I think it's going to definitely help the Southern Imperium in deciding what they need to do, because sometimes part of actually playing the game in a, shall we say, slightly more efficient fashion is to try to minimize the amount of stupid decisions that the AI might try to make. And I know that sounds a little bit derogatory towards the AI, but I'm not trying to say that the AI is bad in any way. What I'm trying to say is that if you remove a certain amount of options from the table, then there's only one thing left to do, which is obviously for them to besiege Ortisia. That's the kind of thing that I'm wanting to actually have done here. So if we can eliminate the other options for them, then it's going to make everything much more straightforward and much simpler for us in the long run. Because if we can dedicate their larger forces, because let's face it, they have much larger armies than I do, and if we can do that, if we can, you know, direct those large forces over to where we want them to be without being the liege of the entire faction, then it's actually going to work out real nice for us. Or at least I hope it's going to work out real nice for us. Anyway, Kadisha's going to be leading the infantry for this particular siege. I really should put myself in there, but we're going to do that for the next one. I don't think we're going to need too much assistance here. Okay, almost ran my horse into... Okay, yes, let's not do that, shall we? Yes, that's a thing that you can do, and I have a shield now, so if you are unaware, I have a shield, and it is absolutely amazing. It's actually a really, shall we say, refreshing way of playing, because obviously it's been a while since I've actually played a character with a shield. I think my last couple of characters have not had one. And generally, I actually think it is quite in keeping with being a Roman, you know, having a shield, having one of these very classic, you know, size and shape shields definitely makes a huge difference in, well, every single regard. You know, survivability is paramount in these sort of later stages of the game because we can really influence every single thing that is going on in the battle if I can stay alive. That's the point, you know, that's the reason why in one of the previous episodes I thought to myself, wow, I'm dying in almost every single engagement that we take. But with this shield, I think I've reduced the amount of deaths that I've had by a pretty significant margin. And obviously, it comes down to decision making as well. I mean, obviously, if I were to hang back and play it safe, then of course I'm probably not going to die ever. But where's the fun? Where's the fun in that, right? Where's the fun in that? I must charge in where everyone fears to tread, and I must do those things and then get headshot in the face by a javelin. It wouldn't be a series made by me if we did not do that, right? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let me see if I can continue to get some nice headshots here. These guys are literally just falling before us super nicely, and it seems like I'm being shot by this guy? Really? That guy? Okay, yes. Let us eliminate a couple of these fellows so we can make sure that they don't do too much damage. Those guys are the ones that are the most dangerous, in my opinion, the ones up there, because the ones over here, while they are actually having a pretty decent angle on our forces, I don't think they're really going to be able to do too much damage from down there. I think most of the time, my forces are going to be able to block for each other from that angle, even if they happen to get a couple of lucky shots. I don't think they're going to be having too many losses. Although, saying that, we're actually losing a lot of people at the moment, which is really quite startling. I really don't know why that is. Seems like the enemy has a lot of relatively high tier units in here for some reason. And why am I punching them with my fist? Yes, I just realized that I was punching them with my fist. That was, well, that was probably ill-advised. I mean, let's face it, who's actually gone into battle and just literally wielded fists? I mean, there's probably some people, you know, if push comes to shove and your life is on the line, you have to make use of every single weapon you have, and if you're a trained fighter, then you can obviously try to do that. But generally against heavily armored troops, yeah, your fists are probably not going to do too much. Not unless you get into vulnerable places, you know, neck and face and so on and so forth. But even then, it's probably not a good idea. So yeah, bit of a mistake on my part, but that's fine because we can now make up for it with a bunch of stabby action. Nice. There we go. Get him. Get him. I don't think I can say this enough, but the thrusting mechanics in the game are so good. They really are. The Eagle Rising developers have done such an amazing job with that because, as I said before, my experience with thrusting weapons in the past has always been relatively negative. I really have not been super enthusiastic about using thrusting weapons. I remember in a mod a while ago, similar to Pendor, I can't remember what it's called now, but generally in that mod I was given a thrusting weapon. It was a long thin sword of some kind. I can't remember what that was called either, but anyway, the point is I was given a thrusting weapon, and I thought to myself, wow, this is actually amazing. It's got super good damage and all that wonderful stuff. But because the mod didn't actually do anything else with the thrusting mechanics, it didn't really do anything. You kind of had to play a little bit janky for it to get working. I don't know whether I can really explain that adequately at this point, because you'd probably have to be shown on video what I'm talking about, because it's just way too difficult to explain. But anyway, the point is, this is in Warband, by the way. Yeah, this is in Warband, not in Bannerlord. Most of the mods that I've played with the exception of the ones that obviously cause crashes for me. I mean, obviously I can't test them if they crash, but what I'm saying is most, if not all, of the mods that I've played in Bannerlord so far have been extremely enjoyable to use. And obviously we have to bear in mind, ooh, we're declaring war against someone else. Yes, we have to bear in mind that in Warband, it was very difficult to implement additional mods on top of a total conversion. It was almost nigh impossible, as far as I'm aware, unless the mod itself incorporated those submods already into the framework of the mod. At least that is what I have experienced in the past. I know that some people have said that you can mod these total conversions with some customizations. And personally, I just don't like messing around with all that stuff because it then causes additional conflicts that I could not foresee. and then it's just a huge mess. So I generally tend to stay away from that kind of stuff. But yeah, anyway, it seems like we are now declaring war against the Botanians, or the Botani, or whatever they are called in this mod. Yes, the Botani? I don't know. But yes, whatever the case, apparently we are indeed doing that, which is going to be kind of interesting. And you know what? I'm actually going to tell these guys to go away now, to be honest. I'm going to dismiss them from the army. I think I have a decent amount of leadership skill now as well. I think I have, how much? 242. Yeah, I would like to get a little bit more, but you can see here that these are literally nothing, in my opinion. These skills are really not going to pay the bills. And you can see here, this is another thing that really, in my opinion, needs to be reworked. But obviously, some people are going to then comment, oh, you're whining about the perk trees again. No, I'm actually not. I'm just saying that generally +1 to party size. You think that's good? I'm pretty sure you do, because if you're complaining about me literally giving feedback about the talent trees, then I don't even know. But the point is, +1 to party size is pretty awful. The other thing's pretty good. 3 focus points to three random clan members when you get this perk. It's okay. It's not amazing, but yes, +1 to party size. No. That is not the reason why you take that particular perk. But yeah, so me letting those guys go so that they can do their own thing, recruit their own units and all that stuff, that really needed to happen, because otherwise we're just, well, not really doing much, are we? No, we're not really doing much. Oh, and it seems as though the Northern Imperium has now declared war against us. Oh, wait a minute. I actually feel like this has happened before, but the reason why we did not have the Northern Imperium at war against us when we came back is because there was a crash. Oh yes, I forgot about that, because we had a crash a number of episodes ago, and obviously my save game was lost, because obviously I'm relying on autosaves here, for the most part. And so, yeah, the Northern Imperium is now at war against us at the same time as the Botanians, so that is actually really bad, and I'm not entirely sure how we are supposed to fend off 3 individual factions. I think we should be able to do it. I mean, let's face it, I feel like the Southern Imperium is quite strong at the moment, and even if they are knocked down a peg or 2, I don't think we're going to be out of the running for the total domination of this area. Because you got to bear in mind that my main goal for the moment is literally to just unite the Imperiums. That's basically it for now. And we'll see what happens in the near future. But generally, I feel like that is a pretty good goal to have. And that was the goal that I initially set out as well. So if we can achieve that, I will be very, very pleased. But it is being made, well, shall we say, rather difficult by the actions of Regea. I don't know why she's done that, because she literally declared war against the Botanians just about when the Northern Imperium was going to declare war against us as well. So now we are in a situation where it's a triple threat, and, well, it's kind of bad. Anyway, we have some barbarians in my army at the moment, and I would like to be able to get rid of them, so what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to donate them to the garrison here. There really is no point in me keeping 22 barbarians unless they level up into something amazing, but as far as I'm aware, they just level up into auxilia, and really, what is the point in that? Because we can literally just recruit those guys any time we want. Anyway, someone said that the daughter of Lucon, is this true? The daughter of Lucon is eligible for marriage. So I'm actually going to see. Oh, have fun with that. Yes, have fun with that. Okay. It is highly unlikely I'll be able to do this because she has a -40 relation with us. But I'm I'm kind of thinking maybe it would be kind of cool. Maybe it would be kind of cool to sort of bridge the gap between the 2 factions. I don't think that's going to work, really, because, let's face it, we're at war against her father. I mean, he's just declared war against us, that is. And she very much does not like me one bit. As you can see, come no closer, forgive me, but one cannot be too cautious. Alright, here we go. Yes, here we go. Let me see now. I'm gonna say, yeah, I can't say anything like this. I think it's because we're at war against her, right? We're at war against her, so we can't do anything. Our realms should make peace. No, yeah, she's not. Yeah, she's not going to listen to anything right now. Alright, so let me see. Is there anyone else that I can marry in the Southern Imperium? I'm actually going to take a look at that. So let's go to Kingdom. Let's go to Southern Imperium. And let's take a look. Wait a minute. This is actually not going to work. Let's go to Heroes. Female. Alive, if at all possible. That would be much better than not. And let's go for Imperium. Let's go for not married. And let's go for noble. There we are. Okay, so these are the possibly eligible ladies that we might be able to persuade to marry us. I mean, let's face it, well, should we say Borgar is, I mean, he's quite rich, and I don't think he's a bad-looking fellow, but who knows, maybe he's really, really bad at managing his funds or something. Western Imperium. Okay, she would actually be okay, but she has really bad skills. So that's obviously not really going to work. Oh, she has good skills. She is age 50, however. And that, while it is much, much more fitting for our own age range, and I would probably prefer to go for someone that has really good skills, because she does, as you can see right here, she has a really, really good steward skill, especially, it might be an idea to have someone that can actually give us children, because even though we do already have some heirs, I don't know, this is sounding super bad for me to be talking like this, to be honest. I really, it's actually kind of uncomfortable. I don't know, it feels kind of uncomfortable for me. All right, what about, oh wow, okay, that is, I mean, I could, she's 19, no, I'm sorry, that feels really, really bad to me. Okay, we're not going to do that. What about Gordiana? What about Gordiana? She has really bad skills, but I mean, she's got really good relation with us. That's the main thing I'm thinking of. Okay, let's do it. She doesn't have good skills. This is the only thing. But we, on the other hand, have very good skills. So maybe it's going to sort of make up for the fact of that. So we're going to see. Perhaps you and I. Oh, I'm flattered, sir. We meet from time to time, as is the custom, and so on and so forth. All right, so I will send another messenger to her straight away, and then we will see what we can do about that. There we are. Okay, so this is going to be super, super easy, or at least it should be. Yeah, as you can quite clearly tell, I can literally just select anything, and it's going to be very, very nice and simple. And then we can head on over to the Western Imperium. I will try to take Ortisia in this episode if I can actually make it work. But yeah, I'm basically just selecting some random persuasion options at the moment because all of them are 100%. So there really is no need for me to try any harder, which is actually kind of nice for once because the persuasion system sometimes is quite unforgiving. But, you know, it very much depends on your own charm skill. My charm skill is pretty high as far as I remember, so yeah, that's probably the reason why it's so easy. Otherwise, Ortisia is our next target. Let's send another messenger to her. I don't know whether she is eligible for being talked to just yet. Let's see. Oh yeah, yes. Okay, wait a minute. We might have some issues. No, never mind. I went for the 63% chance and it literally worked. Very, very surprised. Okay, so Turiodos. Oh, that's hilarious. Remember that guy? I literally rescued him from prison. This is actually hilariously fateful in many different ways, because obviously if we had not freed him, then we would have a much less, well, I guess we'd have much less relation with her clan and everything. Okay, so we're going to talk to Turiodos now. Okay, that's not her father, actually. Turiodos is not her father. That is the leader of her clan. So, oh, that's actually really, really interesting. All right, let's, he's 29? He's only 29, and he's the leader of his own clan. Wow, he's moved up in the ranks. No doubt there's been a little bit of backstabbery going on there. Seems like that to me, at least. Anyway, there we are. Let's speak to him, and hopefully he's going to... Oh, what is he doing? Are you serious? What are you doing here? What are you doing resting in some random place or another. You should be out fighting on the battlefield, sir. Oh well, never mind. Okay, let's have a look. Wow, that's real cheap. I'm actually going to just give him like 16,000. I'm literally just going to give him a massive amount. I mean, it's not really a massive amount, but I'm going to give him much more than he was asking for. Because I personally feel like, well, we should probably do that. Anyway, your caravans returned 5,000 gold when destroyed. Yes, I will indeed be taking that, because no doubt many of my caravans are going to be destroyed over the course of this playthrough. So, yeah, let me just get rid of a lot of these notifications. And there we have it. Okay, so she has now married us, which is really nice. And we can now send a messenger to her. And how many people are here? 542. This might be painful, but we're going to do it nevertheless. Let's try and see what we can do here, because Ortisia is basically the last stronghold and possibly even the last stand for the Western Empire. As you can see, Saratus' army is coming in right there, and the Southern Imperium is doing a fantastic job of fighting off the Northern Imperium as well. So we have every single enemy coming towards us right now, and we are able to fight them back, and, well, seems like things are going quite swimmingly for the Southern Imperium, which is actually quite surprising, to be honest. Anyway, I'm actually going to just make myself the leader of the infantry, and we'll make Zandina the leader of the archers, and then we will move on. Here we go. I'm going to get off my mount as well. And let me see here. Where are the ladders? Okay, so I'm going to get the ladders up myself if I can, if I'm not being targeted. I am being targeted, but thankfully my shield is protecting me, as you can see right there. Did get shot in the neck a little bit, but Borgar, he does not mind. He's perfectly fine getting shot in the neck multiple times and still carrying on. There we go. Nice. Can we do a little bit more, though? You know, I feel like I should use a bow, like a regular bow next time, because I feel like I've missed that as well. I mean, hilariously enough, I'm saying, oh yes, I've missed using thrown weapons, I've missed using bows and all that wonderful stuff. Yeah, indeed, I have missed a lot of those different things. And, yeah, maybe I'll just have to create a character that's good at using all of that stuff. Maybe like a character that's good at using bows and thrown weapons, so that I have the option. A little bit of extra variety right there, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure just yet, obviously. Really? That guy literally sidestepped me. Wow. That is a skillful... actually, let me rephrase. He is an artful dodger. Oh, yes. Ooh, and then I got shot in the leg. Yeah. Got shot in the leg by one of the units down below. That was actually kind of unfortunate, to be honest, but it's actually fine because I am now in control of this guy. What is actually going on with this fellow? Why is he walking around? Have you noticed? Is he really this slow? Does he have super large armor on or something? What is this? I actually am flabbergasted by how slow we are actually moving here. This guy must literally have one of the heaviest armors I've ever seen, because I have actually never seen a unit ever before moving this slowly. I can only assume it is indeed the fact that the armor is just so incredibly heavy and he has no perks to counterbalance the weight of the armor that he's currently wearing. And we've also got to bear in mind that he is using a spear too. Let me actually just drop that real quick. No, that makes no sense. That doesn't do anything. That doesn't actually make me go any faster. Should I drop my weapons? Well, there goes my sword. Let me drop my shield too. Oh, I find that absolutely hilarious. I love the ragdolls. Okay, I'm actually just going to jump off here. Does he have strong legs? Oh, he does not have strong legs. Well, it's good to know. It is good to know. Where's my sword? I think this one's it. Isn't it? No, that's not it. Well, doesn't really matter because it seems like we have achieved victory against all odds. Because, well, we have Saratus bearing down on us right now as well. So we do have to maintain as many units as we possibly can. And bear in mind, many of our forces are also going to level up in this siege too. So hopefully they're going to be ready for the next fight, which will no doubt be coming quite soon against Mr. Saratus. Okay, so yeah, I really should take a look and see what's actually going on with that unit, because I'm super intrigued by how slow he was moving. It could be that he has a very low athletic skill or something like that, and maybe that's the reason why he's moving so slowly. Anyway, I'm not going to be claiming the fief here. Someone actually asked how I'm able to claim fiefs. Alright, so that's actually a mod called Diplomacy. This was one of the best mods for Warband as well back in the day. I don't think it's I actually don't know whether it's the same development team or anything that worked on the original Diplomacy in Warband. But if it is, then props to them. And if it isn't, then, well, thank you for actually making it for Bannerlord and making, you know, improvements and so on and so forth to it. So it has a lot more functionality. Anyway, the point is, Diplomacy offers a whole bunch of options. It really does. You can basically send messengers to people. That's actually part of Diplomacy. That's what you can do with it. And you can also claim fiefs that you've taken and things like that. So yeah, it basically just makes everything much easier for you in a quality of life way rather than a difficulty way. So, as I say, you can send a messenger, for example. In the base game, you can't send a messenger, so that really makes a huge difference. Anyway, we do have an interloper attempting to take Ortisia back. I think he's probably going to be sorely disappointed by this. And I'm going to be very pleased. Oh, wow, yeah, he's running away already. We have 67 level ups too, which is also super nice. Let me return to Ortisia real quick, because I really do not want to head in there. Oh, okay. What's actually going on with these guys? They're being hyper-aggressive right now. Look at this. Okay, well, Messenger has finally arrived at Gordiana, and there we go. Alright, we're going to be saying, I want you to join my party. There we are. Fantastic. And now she is with us. And we're just going to be doing an auto-resolve here. Should be easy enough to achieve victory. I will be taking them prisoner as well. And, yes, otherwise we'll be... Oh, I should have sold my prisoners. That was the one thing that I forgot to do. Yeah, I thought to myself I was forgetting something. Yeah, and indeed, I was. Okay, well, let's just head in here real fast, sell all these prisoners, and then we can just take a look at Gordiana right here, because we want to make sure that we have the best possible stuff for her equipped. And it seems like she is wearing the best possible stuff right now. Does she have anything else in terms of stats? Because obviously we want her to level up as fast as possible, but it seems as though she only has Charm Skill, Riding, and Steward. That's actually not even bad, to be honest. I feel like she's going to be pretty quick to level up one-handed skill, so it shouldn't be too much time invested. But, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a slog, at least at the moment. Okay, we're going to go for, well, not trade, that's for sure. Engineering, maybe. Tactics, maybe. Smithing. Yeah, we'll probably go for that additional point in smithing. And then I will finally put that point in control. And there we have it. Alright, so that is pretty nice. And I obviously am saving up a huge amount of materials and weapons and things like that for my efforts to level up smithing. So for example, right here, you see all this stuff? Yeah, look at this. Let's just smelt all of this stuff. We're going to gain a massive amount of materials and everything, and of course we are going to be leveling up at a brisk pace. But you got to bear in mind that refining is actually where most of the experience is at, as you can see right there. Me refining actually makes much more difference to the amount of experience I'm going to gain than anything else does. So the best thing that you can do is literally just buy, if you don't have any yet, just buy wooden hammers, and literally just refine them, because refine them into charcoal. You can see that right here. Look at that. Look at that refining process. Really, really nice and easy. And I can also do this as well. You basically refine anything pretty much. You can refine anything that you want as long as you have charcoal. And look at how fast we are able to level up our smithing skill. It's really, really good. Oh yeah, you've also got to bear in mind I am using a mod to actually make it easier for me to smith at the moment. I personally am not a big fan of the whole smithing stamina thing. And yes, okay, I know. It is very realistic, okay? It is very realistic, because I'm not saying that it's not hard work, that's for sure. Because in real life, obviously, being a blacksmith or an armorer or something like that makes weapons like that makes medieval weapons, you know, that is a very, very difficult job. That is an extremely difficult job, and very taxing for your stamina, for your real life stamina. And yeah, but from a gameplay perspective, it's really just not my thing. Waiting every I don't know, 5 to 6 to 7 crafts that you make within the smithy, waiting for an entire, I don't know, 8 hours or something like that in game time to be able to make the next thing. It's just a bit too tedious for me. So that is the main reason why I have a mod that removes the stamina limit on that. But obviously you can decide what you want to do. Where, you know, whether you want to turn that on or not, because obviously my entire mod list is in the description. So if you want to use some of mine, then obviously you can do that. I'm actually not going to be doing anything by taking Ortisia here. I don't think me taking it is a good idea. I'm going to give it to Faron, actually. Oh, never mind. Regea does not care. She's just hogging absolutely every single thing for herself, which I suppose is okay. I don't think that's too bad. But we'll see. Someone said that I should marry Regea. I don't think that's actually possible. Is it? I don't think that's actually possible. Let me actually have a look. No, Regea is actually unmarried. She is unmarried. Is it possible though? That's the question. Let me send a messenger to her right now, because I'd actually like to take a look. I obviously am already married, so I'm not going to be able to do anything here, but I don't think you can actually marry the rulers of the factions. Oh wow, look at that. I'm offering you the sum of 20,000 if you can take Veron Castle within 60 days. Okay. I think I will take that task. I am actually kind of excited about receiving a task like this. This is actually one of those really, really fun objectives where I think they should do more of this, you know, more of this kind of objective-based gameplay where they give you a task to literally do something in the game that you're already going to potentially be doing. For example, a siege, a field battle, even a prison break, obviously, is super fun to do. Anyway, we're going to be saving that siege for the next episode. And as a result, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.